Hey.
What's up?
10 out of 10 intro.
That's all we got.
All right, moving along. We power through.
It's 9:30 p.m. on a Thursday. This is the energy level we're bringing.
This is what sometimes life is chaotic, and that's just the energy you get. All right, we're learning about Rio stuff. I slept in the closet a lot. I would make myself small, surrounded by my mother's clothes. I would just wait for things to pass. And every time, Osamu would be there. Is Osamu not his dad, but like a stuffed animal?
Oh, I bet you're right.
I was in the closet that day, too. Man, a lot of closeted people in this.
Nope.
Oh, never mind. We're just going to blow past my joke about people being closeted. That's fine.
Sorry. I didn't even process it.
My mother changed men every few months. Osamu was one of them. I wasn't allowed to leave the closet. One of the men used the words, single mother. Apparently, Mom didn't like the fact that she had a child. Still, I really needed to go to the bathroom. Making sure I wasn't heard, I opened the door. Snuck through the hallway like a cat, without so much as making a sound. Once I did my business, I inhaled a breath and opened the door. I was so relaxed that I'd let my guard down. There was an unknown man in front of the door. Oh, we get a outline for Osamu.
Is that the same jacket silhouettes of the jacket that Rio wears?
Maybe? It's genuinely hard for me to tell. We stared at each other for a good few seconds. His wide pupils and the black eyes behind his glasses looked straight at me. I just borrowed the bathroom. I'll be going now. Mom had told me to act like someone else's child, so that was my go-to line when I was found. I went to the entrance and took out my shoes, which were deep in the shoebox.
Hey, hold up.
Huh?
Look at me.
I did as told. He looked me over from head to toe.
She's tired, so just let her be.
No,
Are you eating properly?
Huh?
Want me to buy you something?
I quickly shook my head to the sides. There was no telling what Mom would say if he did that. So I had to avoid it at all costs.
Well, what would you like then? Is there something you want to eat? I'm just asking. There's got to be something, right?
Strawberry donuts. The man raised his face, patted my head, and then left the house. Huh?
I'm back.
Huh?
What are you doing in the corner? Come here.
Oh, this is...
Oh, it's treats for your mom. You can have one.
Saying that, he took out a strawberry donut.
What's your name? Mine's Osamu.
Osamu. I'm Rio. Come out, Rio. That was her voice, right?
Yeah, that was the voice that we updated it to when you took over.
Since that day, I didn't have to sleep in the closet anymore.
So, what are kids into these days? What's the most popular game or anime out there?
I don't watch anime or games.
How about books then? Do you have any?
No. Oh, Rio's mom getting a new boyfriend, and the boyfriend happens to just be one who's very concerned about how well you treat your children, and that being the reason Rio has some semblance of a happy child. No.
All right, come with me.
Saying that, Osamu put me on a bike and began driving.
You're 7. This should be good for you then.
Within a large bookstore, Osamu pointed at a colorful section.
Pick whichever one you want.
From here? I looked over the great variety of books on display. All of them were attractive and I had a hard time deciding. However, if I could actually have my own book and not just read those at a library.
No, made up your mind.
While I was busy looking for a book, Osamu waited for me without saying a word. I'll go with this one. It was a children's book with a nice cover.
Oh.
Osamu flashed a grin.
Why'd you pick that one?
Because the fire dragon on the cover is really cool.
That's so.
He folded his arms and became even happier. Huh? Alright, children's book with fire dragons on it. Circa this... No, I've got no idea. I've got no idea. I still didn't really understand why he was so happy about my pick. I'd already forgotten the book's title and author. I did remember what it was about, though.
Don't hold back and eat a lot. Here.
I'm actually from Child Protective Services. Having to bang your mom is just a bonus. Okay. Eating at a family restaurant was a luxury to me, and Osamu used to take me to many of them. Why is there a pineapple on the steak? Did I fuck up? I didn't mean to mess up the steak.
Apparently it makes the meat softer. Not sure if that's true, though.
Really?
Why'd you put fruits in the main dish? Ain't pineapple a dessert? This shit's disgusting.
Osamu clenched the menu like a madman, but I didn't find him particularly scary. Well, I guess pineapple is a dessert.
Hey, Rio, did you read the book?
Yeah, I read all of it. The book he'd bought me was like an oasis in the corner of the room I usually sat in. I tried reading it slowly over the first few days to savor it for as long as I could, but then one evening I just read the whole thing until the end. I know that feeling. That little bit where you're starting a book and you want to read it, but it takes a little bit to get the buy-in into the story and the world, and then all of a sudden, the moment it's finally got its hook in you, and you're like, oh, okay, gotta keep going.
Then write down what you thought about it. Come on, it's not the end of the world. Write whatever you want. I'll give you something nice if you do. Get what I mean?
It's like that Barnes & Noble read books and get a free book thing. Looking back at it, he was probably trying to educate me. I was hated as an unwanted child, so he wanted to teach me how to think for myself and learn to write better. Osamu, here. I fearfully gave him a folded piece of paper. It was the first review I'd ever written, and I did as best as a child could. I found the work to be pedestrian and utterly hollow. The kind of trash that I wouldn't see fit to feed my own dog. I learned how to write reviews by watching video game YouTubers. Did I do it right? Osamu took his time reading it, then gave me a smile.
You did well, which means you get a ticket to an amusement park.
Really?
Yeah, now imagine what awaits you there.
Oh, okay. I imagined the amusement park. I was so excited to go that I actually couldn't sleep on some nights. Osamu, let's go there next.
The Viking. Good choice, kiddo. All right, let's race to the line.
Wait! My legs are shorter than yours. You're not proving anything by beating a child in a foot race. The actual amusement park ended up being many times more fun than I ever could have imagined. There was no elephant slide or rabbit trampoline, but Osamu made what was actually there into something even better.
Listen, these teacups are here because giants are having a tea party.
God, that made me like 10 times more interested in the teacup ride right from the get-go.
Their tea is made from steeping people. It's teaple.
Osamu, I googled the phrase people tea, and I don't like what came up.
We're all going to be drunk by some huge guys who were just relaxing.
4. You posted 4, Osamu.
That's why you got to make the cup spin real fast and spill all the tea. Go on, spin.
All right. Every attraction was like the continuation of a fantasy novel, and I had so much fun. Oh! I noticed a costume person with balloons. It made me stop at my tracks.
I'd buy you one, but then your mom would find out.
I know, but I had a lot of fun today, so I'm satisfied.
Have this instead.
What is it?
You looked at mine like you wanted it, right? So here's one that even you can wear.
When he gave me some dog tags with Rio written on them, my eyes lit up immediately. Oh, wow. I get, if Osamu was wearing dog tags, does that mean he served at one point?
Maybe.
This is for me. I believe dog tags are the kind of thing where it's really gauche to wear them if you didn't actually require them, right? Like, it's the kind of thing where it's cool, but it's also not cool if as a fashion statement, if they aren't actually what they're meant for, right? Of course.
Of course, I'm kind to my readers.
Oh wait, was that one of Osamu? Is Osamu? I was like wondering whether or not that was the case, but it didn't seem to come up with much. But then it. I was gonna make a joke earlier about like, yeah, we're gonna put that on back of the book for the second edition, so write it well, kid. And I'm like, nah, that's a step too far. And then, After saying that, he put the tags on me.
And it's this easy.
Yeah, thanks, Osamu. I'll treasure it.
Don't let your mom find out.
Okay. It's weird how you're only nice to me when my mom doesn't know about it.
I won't mind if you take it off if you get bored of it.
I won't. I'll always treasure it. And like I said back then, I still had the dog tags on me. Told you it wasn't going to be anything exciting. Just a story about how I got these.
I wonder what Osamu's doing now.
Wasn't Rio's thing for Natsume's burial dog tags? Am I remembering that right?
I do not recall.
Maybe. I feel like the dog tags have come up before, and I didn't understand the significance of them until just now. I think he was already gone by the time Midori was born. I asked Mom, but she didn't say anything. In fact, it actually made her all panicked. I wonder why I forgot. Why?
The fire of the sparklers had already been reduced to nothing but ash.
Is it because he was afraid of having his own, like one of those things where like he's cool with the idea of potentially raising a child, but having a child of his own was more frightening?
I also wonder if it's a thing like Rio's mother pushed him away, and that's why, like, panic reaction, like, oh, I can't have someone around who's treating my kid whom I hate good.
Right.
And, like...
But the part where, like, it's just before Midori comes into the picture as well. I think yeah.
Oh, yeah, because Midori, that could be Osamu's kid.
Yeah, that's what I was like.
Yeah. Huh.
Like, it's one thing for me to vacation with having a kid. It's another thing for me to have to commit to doing the work of raising a kid.
True.
Which maybe doesn't paint him in a flattering light, but hey.
All right, until next week, it'll be the last time. Let's gather at the church again. The city's moon rained a mechanical light upon us.
I like that phrase, but I can't figure out what the fuck that means.
I have a very clear mental picture that's definitely not what is being conveyed.
Yeah.
But that is kind of badass.
It's like, it's like, did you put a giant lamp in the sky? Like, what it's mechanical light, but it's coming from the moon, the city's moon. So it's the moon belonging to the city. Does that mean the moon as you see it from the city? Either way, the idea of mechanical light is... that ain't Earthshine.
Our eyes were briefly burned by the dazzling stars. The rapid flow of the ages was whittling us away. Don't die. Please don't die. When did this begin? Since when had I started closing my eyes so often? Morichika Haruki, Tojo Minato, Kikuchi Ryo, Suoketo, they were all earnestly doing their best to face their own world. If you die, what will happen to the futures that would have awaited you? And what will happen to those you leave behind? Most people thought it right to do everything perfectly. And that made us lose something important. It was the intense, brilliant movement of the heart that was above any passing trends. I once again looked up at the cold moon. Oh, how I want them to be happy. After Kikuchi Ryo had told me his story about Osamu, I asked him, "Hold on, did all that happen recently?" He replied with, "No. Oh.
It happened when I was a first year in elementary."
That silhouette, coupled with an understanding of children's literature, Osamu was probably Arisugawa. Oh my god, everyone is going to fit in. We only got
I genuinely did not call that.
No, not at all.
Genuinely did not call that.
Not at all. Oh, in with the steel chair.
Yeah, right. I thought Osamu was going to be more of like a pulp writer.
Yeah.
I did not even consider for a moment. That silhouette. Did that silhouette really look anything like him?
Kinda, actually.
All right. Maybe it would have been more obvious if we had gotten like Niigaki first or something, right?
Yeah.
Someone with a very distinct silhouette. But dang, we got.
This changes a bunch though, because we first thought, oh, is it maybe only the connection is what's his name?
Suo
and the
Samejima. But if there is actually a connection between all of them, that does kind of lessen the potential, like, outsized impact we thought maybe Suo had.
Yeah. So if it's going to be a one-to-one pairing, we've got Niigaki and we've got Music Boy. What was his name? I can only remember the silly stuff that Arisugawa was calling him.
What?
The other one of the other four. The Music Boy. What's his name?
Yeah. Bach.
Yeah, see, I only remember Bach. I don't remember his actual name. And then on the other side, the story we've been following primarily, we've got Minato, and we've got Haruki. So
I wonder how they will fit in if they it seems like they're setting it up so they all fit in, but that's so strange.
So
Osamu was probably air quotes Arisugawa. Okay.
So did we have anybody from... I'm trying to imagine, do we have any people who are absent or missing or played an outside influence in the backstories we got for Minato or for Haruki?
What about Haruki's brother?
Yeah, he had an older brother.
Right. Maybe Bach is that older brother.
Could be. That's
And then-
surprising since he doesn't seem older, but he could be. It is just like, could be a misleading
And
portrait.
then Niigaki is the one that taught Minato about makeup.
Yeah. Yeah. Nailed it. Got there. Got it in one.
They're locking it in.
Although, wait. Theory. I got a theory. We never hear who was singing with Minato on that tape that was very important to him as a child. We know there was someone who was singing with him.
Yep.
And we don't know who. It could be that Music Boy was a childhood friend of Minato's, and that's going to be the connection point there.
More trams?
Could be.
Choo choo. That's the trams pulling into the station.
Indeed. However, from what I assumed based on his story, that was at a different time than the story I was observing. It was either Arisugawa's past or future. And if it happened in the same time frame as when Kikuchi Ryo was a first year, then... No, I'm lost. I need to consult it. I began walking toward the dark door, but immediately froze up. Right, he was gone. I need to do this by myself. I need to keep his and the librarian's words in mind as the dramatic music kicks in.
Oh, there's dramatic music?
Holding the gun I had at my side, which you could tell I would talk about because the dramatic music kicked in. I scanned my memory as hard as I could. And then the break beats kicked off.
So are the stories of the people from the pink house in the future and not in the past of the... Compared to the other four?
I feel like it tracks better if it's in the past.
Yeah, you're I said that aloud and then I thought about it for 2 seconds and I'm like, no, that ain't working.
Although...
Because how would Arisugawa... Because Arisugawa needs to be present to be a John before Midori is born.
Yeah.
I guess we don't really get a good beat on how old Arisugawa is now.
Yeah.
That's the thing, is that, like, I look at it and, like, I'd say, like, I don't know, early 20s.
Mm-hmm.
But that could just be anime.
But I was also thinking, like, that's why it makes more sense for it to be in the past, right? If he's young in what we're seeing, then what we're seeing probably happened in the past, not in the future.
Right.
So I'd put my money on these are not... That's also explains why the building's gone. The building's not there.
So then doesn't that weirdly imply that there is an ending after Mamiya for them?
Yeah. It does. It's true.
The ending where Arisugawa then gets to actually be a decent person?
Yeah.
Huh. Huh. All right. I'm picking up what you're putting down here.
Interesting. The stories of those people from the pink house, and the stories of my friends who came to my funeral, I had always believed them to be different perspectives or possibilities. But that wasn't right. They were connected in a different way. Not by space, but time. Suddenly, a flicker went through my vision. Are the two possibilities mixed because of a common term? Blood escaped my nose, but I failed to even notice it.
Good job using the exculpatory tone for the blood of your nose.
Instead, I continued flipping through the book as my heart rate escalated. At first, I thought the common point was Mamiya, but what if there's another one? Which part of the setting connected all the stories? Make your guesses now. Write them down in your copybooks
now.
So what's our guess? What is the other thing that's not Mamiya that is connecting all of these stories?
The thing that's not Mamiya that's connecting all of the stories.
I don't fucking see a single specific thing, but I want to at least give it a minute or two to percolate.
Yeah, because it feels wrong to like
something.
have a big moment, be like, write that down and be like, okay, let's just blow by that. I don't know. It feels like there's definitely some father figure stuff in there, but like Niigaki is far too young for that to be.
What do you mean?
Oh wait, no, hold on, because that would have been in the past, right? And then that's applying their future. Because is it a notion of weirdly family is who you choose it to be?
I also realized,
I don't know.
something I never put together is that all of the boys we're following,
Yep.
absent parents in like all of that in a way that doesn't feel like just, oh, anime parents aren't here. Like,
Yep. Very
it's
much.
actually weird how
All of their parents are absent to strange degrees.
yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, what do they use to fill that void? Whether it's a strange person who is a family friend, right? Or one of, I guess,
That still doesn't. It feels insufficiently concrete and insufficiently tightly linked to the other
Yeah,
side
I don't even know
stories.
quite what we're grasping for here. Like, are we grasping for like a particular person, a moment, a place, or a theme? Something broader like that? Like what kind of linchpin are we hoping to find here? What brings them all together is Natsume.
What if?
Is Natsume somehow present in the stories of the Pink House people as well?
That'd be interesting if true.
I don't know. Is Natsume real? Are we doubting if Natsume is real? I'm like at a 30% doubt.
The closest I'm
Mild doubt.
getting to in the what puts all these together in common is being some form of social outcast. But even that doesn't feel specific enough and doesn't feel like it fits everybody like a glove. Like Suo isn't really until he gets weird in some of the routes. And
I feel like, weirdly, all of them kind of want to be loved. And they want to be loved or feel love in a particular way, and they aren't getting that.
well, that's it. That feels like the closest we've got to one common factor expressed by every single one of these 8 people in both sides of the story.
Shit, you're right. We should have been looking with love more.
Whole
That's what that term.
Ugh.
That's what that saying means. Without
I
love,
can't believe we didn't think of it.
we didn't think with love. That's not what that term means. But we're gonna roll with it anyway.
Well, that seems like about as far as we're going to get at the moment. I'm satisfied
Considering
with
how,
that.
Yeah.
It won't be correct, but I'm satisfied with it.
All right, what do you got for us, Natsume?
In Tokyo, during the year in which the world was prophesied to end. I gulped. This story doesn't state the exact year. The year in which the world was prophesied to end, the 2 years were connected by the key known as MAMIYA, creating a mixed story.
Okay, so it's that we were supposed to be looking for.
Okay.
We were supposed to be connected to actual world end prophecies, I guess. So maybe one of them was Y2K and the other one was like Mayan calendar.
Yeah.
And that would put them, 12 years apart?
Well, here's the thing: is that I never assumed they were the same year to begin with.
Oh, I did. I just kind of blindly accepted that.
Oh. To be honest, although I don't think I deserve credit for it because I just kind of tuned out during the year in which the world was prophesied to end.
I didn't, and we talked about it and how it was a weird thing, and I never conceivably thought for a moment that maybe this is not a story thing. We are talking about concrete, real years in which there were was public discussion of prophecies the world would end,
Oh.
and that there were also more than one of those, and it very much doesn't say which.
Yeah, so
I
like
really
maybe
should've
one of
dug
them
in.
was Mayan and one of them was Y2K or something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah, okay. Huh.
Good one.
I don't
Natsume.
know. Good one, Natsume, indeed. Well, now, knowing just this much is enough to show me several possibilities. Such logic is... this logic... Nope, I can't figure it out. We're just moving on.
What do you think, everyone?
What do you think, everyone? There we go. We're just going to cut to the chase.
As if to keep me from getting too excited, I heard my senior's voice in my head.
In your world, which years were generally connected to the apocalypse?
Well, the most famous prophecy is the one from Nostradamus, which pointed at the year 1999. As for something more recent, there's the Mayan calendar-based idea that mankind would end in 2012.
So it wasn't Y2K, but it was Y2K.
Yeah. Oh, I feel so. I
You
feel
should
so
feel good
own
about that,
goal
'cause you
about
just-
this.
You just...
It doesn't count.
Now, I thought world prophecy to end didn't literally mean a world-ending prophecy. I thought it was referring to, like... You know what? That's... I should have taken it at face value, been like, oh, everyone on the news is talking about the world coming to an end? Maybe it's 2011.
I just assumed it was an in-universe thing, and that it was going to
Yeah.
tie into this trichiliocosm stuff. And
Like
so
there was going to
on,
be
and-
something about the setting, and nope, it's just there are actual world-ending Quick, go throw on a sandwich board. You too can start the world the year the world is prophesied to end. Oh man, well there's the episode title. The end is nigh.
Yep.
If this is possible, it has to be these two. Unless they're very far apart, really.
Yeah. Well, no, because they can't be so far apart that Samajima's portrait would radically have to alter, right?
It's hundreds of years apart, and Samejima is a vampire.
Okay, never mind. Vampires now.
We've got spectators. It's not that much of a leap.
My voice echoed through the silence of the room. So wait, the story about those people at the cafe was not from 2012, but 1999? I stood in place, hanging my head low, and there was no one to answer my question. However, I felt like it all made sense now. How could I have been so wrong? When the blood from my nose dripped onto the desk, I snapped back to my senses and quickly wiped my face. I see, so we have 2 dates for the worlds then. There's the time axis of Arisugawa's group, and the time axis of Kikuchi Ryo's group. And every time I opened the book, there was a 50-50 chance of getting either story. I made a fist with the same hand I used to wipe my face. If the story of the cafe took place in the past, the year 1999, the story from the year 1999, I mumbled that as I opened the book. A young man in a school uniform sitting by the window suddenly spoke up, and the other 3 looked at him with bored expressions.
Why not introduce ourselves? We don't even know each other's names.
Oh, introductions. I suppose you're right. The spectacled man slowly spoke up and fixed his posture. The young man found his black eyes dull. They reminded him of puddles.
That is a pretty similar outline. It's not identical.
It's not
But it's pretty
identical, but it's
similar.
similar enough, and you can see like the hair in
Yeah.
particular.
I'm Arisugawa Osamu. I work as a children's novelist.
A children's novelist.
That's funny knowing his personality and what
Yeah.
a crass, ready to get into fights jerk he is.
Well,
It's
then
with these
again, if
people.
there's anything we've learned about children's authors in the past couple years, is that they can be some of the most truly rancid people in real life. Writing a popular book series that happens to entertain children does not equate with you being a morally good or even fun person to be around. I'm Morichika Toma, a student.
Fuck! Really? You called that, I think?
What did I call?
That's that family name.
Oh, yeah. We never got his family name, did we?
Yep, that's Morichika Toma,
Oh.
who is definitely the brother of Morichika Haruki.
Haruki.
And
Okay.
the thing I was like, well, I'm not convinced by that because he doesn't look like an older brother, but maybe that's just the thing. Well,
So-
of course he doesn't. This is in the past. You were right. You got there.
So this
So
is our
Ni-
last chance to guess Niigaki's connection.
And it has to be then with Minato if we're keeping up this pattern.
But
What?
then she would be older than Minato.
She'd be older than Minato and have a connection with Minato.
Minato's drag mom. I'm Samajimu Satoru. I'm a police officer, and nothing more.
I'm the Igaki. Oh, that's you.
I'm shit. I forgot what her voice. I'm Niigaki Mayuri. I'm also a student.
I just realized the time also explains all the discrepancies that I was calling out with, like, why doesn't Samijima's story line up?
Yep.
This doesn't make sense with what we know of him from the other
Yep.
side. Of course it doesn't. They happen 13 years apart or whatever.
So is Niigaki Minato's friend then?
But this would put Niigaki as a solid, like,
Because just by process of elimination, she has to be the one that fits into Minato's
Yeah.
story.
and it would put her at like a solid decade older, I think. If we're guessing from she looks like
Yeah,
a high school student-ish now.
She is a student. Yep.
Pres-
At
could
this
be
point-
college student, but like definitely not a middle schooler.
Correct.
Or that'd be weird.
So it would be weird if she was the friend, but
What the heck?
maybe she was an online friend. But
It just it
no,
has
because
to
it
tie in.
can't have been. 'Cause
Like-
yeah. So like what? That's the thing that kept giving me pause. Is like you are much younger, but
There's got to be a loose end.
she's the one that teaches Minato makeup. I'm going back to where I started.
All right.
Once they'd all introduced themselves, silence returned to the room.
And she's the one that got Minato the job there, and like helped get him like singing. And because let's not gloss over the fact that Minato was out there singing, right? So my man's has a great falsetto, is all I'm saying. You can. Did you read that line?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
What would you say to some reminiscing?
The suggestion came from the tallest man.
I'm tallest in more than one way.
Reminiscing about what?
What else? MAMIYA, of course.
I knew it. The story of the people from the Pink House takes place in 1999, years before the story of my friends. I'm slowly getting an understanding of this.
You've got this, Natsume.
The stories so far flashed before my eyes.
Gatsame.
The events at the Pink House were in the past. Now that I knew that, things that I hadn't understood before suddenly made sense. It explained why the Pink House wasn't there. It explained all the questions I had when listening to their stories while we played with fireworks.
Story? Single story?
Huh.
Oh, I wonder if the person whose path you follow from the Pink House somehow ties to whose story you get while they're doing the fireworks scene.
Could be.
And they're not necessarily like, this is going to be related to the one, but like picking Samajima, he was like fourth in line. We get Rio's, he's fourth, or something like that.
Could be.
I'd gotten the time all wrong. I took a firmer hold of the book in my hand. That means that this story is a mix of the years 1999 and 2012.
Yes, that is the third time you've said that. Yep, we're on board.
It averages out to 2006.
What? What? What are you?
It averages out.
Sure.
Tokyo during the year in which the world was prophesied to end. And that giant knot tied together two stories into a single one. I'd taken a huge step toward the truth, and that filled me with hope. I wasn't able to grasp the full picture of this story, but now I finally understand. I might be able to set the story's true course now. As the story progressed and I talked to MAMIYA, the world quickly blacked out and a gust of wind rushed up from below. On top of a skyscraper stood MAMIYA Yumehisa.
I've been waiting for you. It's really windy up here. It's rude to keep me waiting like that. To read this far.
MAMIYA. The wind was strong and it blew right between us. He didn't try to move. I wasn't moving either. There was no need. We were looking only at each other, completely forgetting the lights of the building below.
You've made your decision. That's why I want you to watch this. Don't say a word until the end.
Hold up a second.
Yep.
Putting some things together.
Yep.
Who was Arisugawa's MAMIYA?
Arisugawa's MAMIYA was a hot woman,
Yeah.
so that makes it...
What if Arisugawa's MAMIYA was in fact Ryo's mom? What if their MAMIYAs are in fact actual people that we're supposed to be tying this to? I don't know if I'm just conspiracy boarding now.
Oh, no, you
But-
might be.
This is like trauma reaction to
Yep.
folks they have.
So then who's the boy that Samejima killed, and how does that...
Yeah, that I don't fucking know. Samejima might just be a fucked up monster of a dude. And we haven't heard enough, I think, about the other ones to really...
We know
Put anything together.
Miigaki's MAMIYA was another student.
Yeah.
But again, the timeline wouldn't seem to then line up for it to be Minato. So.
Yeah. Huh.
Unless she's so much younger than she appears, and I don't... I'm not thinking about that.
Yeah, I might just be grasping at straws here.
Watch what path my friends chose. I think we might need to admit we were caught off guard by the...
We were.
Which, you know, fun! I love that. That's a good feeling.
Yeah.
Chapter 8. The Chaptening.
Is this going to be a MAMIYA segment or a...
Maybe, or is this... Yeah, because the new century rolled in. The four of them were still living at that pink house near Tokyo Tower. Even after they'd all shared their stories about MAMIYA. Oh. They'd only just learned that their MAMIYAs were different from those of the others.
If MAMIYA was no more than an illusion, if the MAMIYA I saw back then wasn't even real...
I was drinking beaker warmed tea all by myself? Wait, this is so weird because we don't have context for 3/4 of their stories.
Yeah.
Wait, I remember that there was a 7. It was on the right, I think. Oh, I got it wrong. Go on, MAMIYA, it's your turn. Oh, it was right next to it? Ah, it's so annoying. Played enough concentration. An old maid, too. Is there any card game you're bad at?
Niigaki furiously losing to herself at Old Maid.
So the resolution I discovered and told him about, it dispersed into nothingness without reaching anyone? Meteors sure are taking their time. Cassette tape. Rare for you to bring music. What? It's not classical? No, I like pop music as well. Yeah, it's a good one. I like its gentle melody. What? A meteor? Where? No, I don't see it. Where is it?
So the love and salvation I gained from him were all just a type of self-consolation. All right, Mamiya. Today's dinner is roast Kobe beef milfouille. I never learned how to pronounce that.
Yeah, I that word I have wanted to understand how to pronounce correctly for a long time,
Yep.
and I can't.
at
Sound
this
off
point,
in the
it's too
comments
late
if
to
you can
ask.
pronounce it.
Vegetables, I tend not to eat any. I feel like they would turn my insides green and make me unhealthy. I prepared a lychee sorbet for dessert. Could you have that? No, we don't have any preferences. This is all a matter of principle. Anyway, let's eat. Oh? Oh no, Mommy, I didn't change the subject.
I don't have any.
So I didn't
preferences.
actually
This
murder
is-
anyone?
I don't know. I still like the idea of him pulling of him actually having a corpse.
Those mundane little chats we had, the feeling of her hands, the smoke in the air. None
So-
of it existed.
That means Arasugawa never actually felt that and then went off to go feel that.
Okay.
Yep.
I was doing a solo performance. Hey, read this. Can't you tell just by looking? It's Arisugawa Osamu's latest work. It's a newborn baby I haven't even brought to the editor yet. You dumbass, shouldn't that be obvious? I wanted you to be the first to read it. Come on, don't make me spell it out for you. So, did my new work meet your expectations?
For some, it's really
DreamWorks face?
DreamWorks face. It's really sad for the rest of them, and then for Arasugawa, I just like nerd.
Is it really sad for the rest of them? I don't think Samejima's is especially sad either. I think it's horrifying.
It's horrifying, but also sad. It can be both. I think there is a level of sadness to it as well. That this is the only way this person could think to connect with another human being.
Repeatedly murdering them?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that is sad. It's horrifying, but it's also sad. ¿Por qué no los dos?
I see. Why? Why am I the weirdo? I just wanted to be with her. I just wanted the world to know that Mamiya existed. To prove that I wasn't alone.
Dude, just write a children's book about it. That's how the rest of us process our grief.
But if even something like that is too much to ask, then is there really any point in making this world a better place? Is there anyone even worth saving? If the world insists on being like this,
Arasugawa Osamu's silhouette trembled. He took a knife from the kitchen
I...
and aimed it at his own chest. And then his arm. Stop! Well, here's the thing: is that we know he has to live, right?
Yeah.
And I
Same
don't know.
with Samejima.
Right, and I don't know if Mamiya has really put that together.
I mean, I assume Mamiya has put this together, seeing as Mamiya is showing this story.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah, I guess that must be true, but then I wonder what the point of showing this is.
I don't know. Let me go.
It seems like Arasugawa at least did get a chance to turn things around for himself.
Stop it.
Let me go, damn it.
I won't. If only because I'll have to file the paperwork. If you're going to kill yourself, do it 30 feet from the property.
I don't know. I don't know if that's actually a thing, but whenever we had folks over, and someone was about to do something stupid, I would always tell them to go at least 30 feet from the property before doing it. I think it's just a number I pulled out of my ass, but it's like, no, you're allowed to do something incredibly dumb, but I want to not be legally culpable when you do it. Go. Arasugawa.
What kind of stupidity is this, Arasugawa?
There, found it. Took me a moment, but we got there.
I'm not gonna let you die. Dumbass.
Why? We're not close enough for you to care, are we?
Because it's unfair. You're trying to get closer to Mamiya.
Ugh.
And I'm not letting you do that by yourself. suicide cult? What? All right, everyone, this is my new Kool-Aid recipe. Christ. Within the dim lights, their eyes gleamed with unshakable conviction.
At this moment, I understood the true meaning behind this place. They were actually observing each other. They watched so that none of them would try to get ahead and grow closer to MAMIYA. That none of them would go to the Trichiliocosm. They had nowhere to go. Yet they tried to live in this harsh world, doing the best they could to uphold MAMIYA's teachings. However, ideals were just that, ideals. They couldn't share the eternity that was MAMIYA. Yeah. MAMIYA wouldn't allow that. To die and run away from this world, I mean. She didn't take us to the Trichiliocosm after all. We have to stay in this world.
It is weird that we all pulled the phrase Trichiliocosm from nowhere, right? Like, that part is strange, right?
To be fair, it is one of those that would stick in your head, right? Like, if you ran across it, you're gonna have a random word you remember.
Right, but all of us came to this pink house knowing that word separately from one another. Like, that is weird, right? Right? All right.
This hell, and fulfill our mission.
A mission, huh?
We need to prove that MAMIYA existed. That is what this place is supposed to be about.
You can't say something that naive at this point. Our true desire has always been the same. We want to meet MAMIYA again. MAMIYA.
Let's talk about what we should do next. Let's look at the rules again. Hey, look, we got to CG.
I don't like being part of a CG. I feel really sad. Plus, Arsugawa's like huge in the front of it. And also, none of us are judging the man next to us for murdering that one kid over and over.
Oh, me? I don't know what you're talking about. I never murdered anyone, apparently.
I believed that the shared illusion would spread. I believed that the MAMIYA born within me would spread every time I interacted with someone. But that hasn't happened to a single person. There'd be no future for us if we just stayed here and observed each other. MAMIYA would one day disappear for real.
No. MAMIYA existed and my memories with him are real. So why? Why should my memories stop existing? Just because MAMIYA didn't. I'm scared. I don't want all my change and growth to become something that never happened.
I don't want to forget my MAMIYA either. But there's only so much we can do. We can will MAMIYA into existence like a shared illusion. But eventually we would snap out of it. And think, what am I even doing? It feels so empty. It's like I'm eating the hole in a donut. I heard about this new fad diet, where you eat donuts whole first.
You're so normal. Far more normal than the rest of us.
No, that's wrong. If I was, I'd be able to escape this house.
I met many people. However, even if they had flesh, this world is full of humans who are truly worthless. Is it wrong to long for MAMIYA? Is it wrong to yearn for an illusion?
Why not just let people do what they want? Nothing wrong in coming to like someone. What's keeping Toma sane? What's pressuring Samajima? What could it be?
Objectivity. It's objectivity that makes us so pitiful. MAMIYA exists in our subjectivity. But objectively, I was just chatting with myself. Yeah, it must have been weird. But I want to look at all the people who think we're a bunch of lunatics playing with illusions and ask them. That close friend you always hang out with and know and trust with all your heart. What if you found out that he didn't exist beyond your subjective reality? Would you be able to simply accept the tomorrow he wouldn't be a part of and the yesterday from which he vanished? I was simply afraid. Crazy? Am I really the one who's crazy? It's the society who makes fun of us that's crazy.
All right, and there's the Joker moment.
I want them to know what we felt. We'll make MAMIYA exist. We'll make them love MAMIYA. And then make them despair that MAMIYA didn't exist.
To that end, the eternal MAMIYA. No, there is a limit to what we can do. It's beyond the four of us. We have to increase the amount of people who know MAMIYA.
But how? MAMIYA doesn't exist in this world anymore. There's no one who can meet them now.
It would have been simpler if we just ended up as MAMIYA did. We met our end without achieving anything. There was a mistake in our methods.
There's no need to change the message. What's important is who that message will reach and how it'll reach them.
What?
Is this going to be a butterfly wings flapping thing where this is the reason for the deaths of the four in the later story? The things they're doing here?
Where...
Because those people do end up having a connection with MAMIYA and
Yep.
despairing over it
and then,
and
yeah.
dying.
That seems like that's what their stated goal is, and I'm having a hard time imagining how. How do you gaslight someone into believing a MAMIYA exists?
Yeah.
That's a real rough one, but I guess, like, that is at least what their stated goal is. Jeez.
So what? It's my job to find some sad boy and gaslight him into thinking there's a MAMIYA? All right. Girls gotta have hobbies. What?
No, our will isn't wrong. We're just doing it the wrong way. Our stories don't work on people who are stained by objectivity, by society. We need to target children instead of adults.
Wonderfully normal sentences.
Yeah.
Wonderful normal. Yeah, absolutely, man.
Also, it sure seems like we're about to go down the path that I was just hypothesizing.
Yeah.
They decide to ruin the lives of these four children that they're each individually connected with in order to make MAMIYA real.
That's so much more
That sucks.
insidious than I ever expected it to be.
It especially sucks in Rio's case if that's why he was involved in Rio's life in that way. Yeah, let's get involved with this kid and show him something that matters and
Just
some human
to-
connection just to take it away.
And then Toma turns and does that to his brother?
I kind of hope this isn't where we're going.
Jesus
This sucks.
fucking Christ. If that's really where we're going with this, and with the stated goal of not trying to bring them the joy of knowing MAMIYA for them, but specifically to bring them that joy and then take it away from them so someone else knows what it's like to lose that. That's fucked. Anyway, yeah, let's start targeting children.
I already started targeting children.
Yes, that does seem a bit redundant in his case.
And instead of getting an audience as big as my reader base, we need to target only a few. Without any dispersion and maximum focus, we should face a single person as sincerely as we can and cultivate a potent shared illusion.
It's still weird that all of them independently had this shared illusion of MAMIYA, who went to the Trichiliocosm, and then they all connected with one another. Like, there is, like, I can see four people who had these I'll just say imaginary friends. That's maybe not the best term right now, but who had these imaginary friends finding one another. But having these elements be so consistent before they have a chance to meet and get their stories together, that is what keeps lodging in my head.
Do we even know that they were that consistent before they met?
Yeah,
it could be a
the-
fully adu thing, and maybe they all had these weird events.
and that they've
happen.
gone and now and almost retconned it in their memories to fit. Yeah, but then why retcon some things but not others?
Memory's weird.
Yeah, I guess
The
so.
things that convince people and don't are weird.
That's true.
When we do that, we'll surely...
Arasukawa, what are you saying?
Can we save Mamiya like that? Would our Mamiya not disappear? And would someone develop a mutual understanding with them?
Again, Mamiya's gone. How would we?
It's simple, Niigaki. We ourselves must become Mamiya. We would become a Mamiya that couldn't be ended by some half-baked feelings.
Oma! Come, Mamiya. How? We tried so hard, and we got so far. But in the end, it didn't even matter. So what can we do to...
Did you hear Chester Bennington's child came out as trans?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, good for them.
Yeah.
We will discard everything.
Those words finally made me understand.
We still had something holding us back. And that is despite the fact that something is nothing compared to Mamiya. Discard. Oh,
Discard everything and become Mamiya? Okay. I like it. That's really good. That's what it takes to bring Mamiya back from the Trichiliocosm. I'll take it.
Then it's decided. Through me, who became host to Mamiya, we will plant Mamiya into children.
Every time you say the word children, I just get like this tingle down my spine. I just want you to know that. It feels very uncomfortable. I'm not disagreeing. I'm totally going to do it.
Children.
I'm 100%. Stop repeating that. That's going to be on the internet forever. What have you done? And we would once again
Make Mamiya complete.
That is our...
that is the mission of those left behind in this world.
this hell.
We only want to fix.
this crumbling shared illusion.
It will never break again.
It will be an eternal shared illusion.
Hey, Natsume. You and I are different, right?
Mamiya smiled.
Show me, then. Show me an ending to your friend's story that's different from mine.
It seemed self-derisive, but I couldn't read the emotion in his smile. I could do nothing but watch. Stop. I couldn't interfere. Stop it. Stop! I couldn't stop them.
Anyway, I made this problem, now it's yours, buddy! Title sequence in episode 15! Hell yeah! I don't get to hear the voice here, which is unfortunate. Or the sound. How's the music? You gotta tell me
Pretty
about
good.
it. Pretty good? Hell yeah. I'll get to hear it when I edit this, but...
It's moody and sad guitar sounds.
Yay, I love moody and sad. World downfall, our imaginary.
This can't be done without madness. We are insane.
That is good.
That's how it's always been. We're insane from the start. From the moment we met Mamiya. The moment we were born into this world.
People were always driven by an indescribable madness.
Let's eat Mamiya.
Who was the one to suggest that? No one could tell at this point.
Do you want me to keep Mamiya narrating?
Sure.
Yeah. Who was the one to suggest that? No one could tell at this point. However, everyone present was overcome by a powerful urge to eat Mamiya. They believed that it was the only way for people who didn't fulfill Mamiya's will to become Mamiya themselves.
Literally eating the lotus? Are we kidding right now? Some Odyssey reference. Where are all my Homer fans at?
A chokingly sweet scent. The surge of sheer malice could make people cover their mouths and close their eyes. The smell seemed to turn the brain stiff. Surrounded by misty rain and isolation, we lingered. We ate. Ravenous gluttony, lonely palpitations. We ate.
Why is there blood?
What the fuck?
Who is being eaten?
Who
Who or
is-
what is being eaten?
Who or what? Yeah, wait, what? What?
Did we just get a tonal whiplash? This episode is just going to be what? 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 What?
The mist was dense. Pride leads to worship. Prayers are powerless mounds of corpses. The mist was dense. The blade slowly cut through the meat. Cut, slice, rip. Some were excited. Others looked away. I'm not going to name names. We all know who was excited. Which one was me? Some wonder. Was this how it would end up? It's had always been how it was. Thorough preparations. Detailed tactics. Such things stood no chance against pure desire. Who am I? Who am I? Who am I? It felt as if the moist parts of the body were being covered in rust. Could I move? Was my stomach still working? Did I still have a jaw? Or teeth? A tongue? Lips? Was the change already over? One couldn't help but wonder. There was only the sound of chewing. It was like a song. It went off too, and then synced, then mixed. Nothing but chewing. It wasn't enough. There was no such thing as purity. One's own vision snuck up from behind. Would the sweetness become heat and embrace us? No. Even that was uncertain. Or perhaps... everything was an illusion.
Leave not a bit behind.
The bones,
The flesh.
The blood?
The poison.
we split it evenly.
Not a drop is left.
We ate even our plates.
Our cells are changing.
We can't turn back now.
Someone was crying. No one knew if it was them or someone else. Everything mixed. The border between oneself and the others had vanished.
Mamiya is...
The moon. The magic.
Mystery.
The mimic.
The medium.
The mother.
And me.
We are now MAMIYA.
What the deuce? Yeah, okay. No,
Okay.
Yep, making it very clear.
All right, Rio, I'll tell you something no one else knows. My real...
Your real name?
MAMIYA. Call me MAMIYA.
Fuck.
And yet, in Rio's memory, MAMIYA and Osamu are still two separate
Yeah.
entities. So
He also forgets a lot. He forgets
he forgets a lot about
what
him.
when Osamu left.
Yep,
His
yep,
mother
yep, yep,
gets panicked when he brings it up. Something fucking weird and bad happens.
Yes. Yes.
He doesn't remember because of trauma.
Did Osamu do something that even Rio's mom was like, what the fuck, get out of here?
Could be that. Could also be Osamu, like, killing himself. Like, if you wanted to take away someone's MAMIYA, becoming their MAMIYA and then killing yourself in front of them would be a great way to do that.
Oh my god. What do you think about that, Natsume?
This is just a cult.
Well, your words, but even so, to them it's justice.
There's no objectivity here.
Objectivity doesn't exist. It's high time you understood this, Natsume. Objectivity is something only happy people who've never been hurt can preach.
Huh?
Those who've lost their way and are deeply hurt. Objectivity is unnecessary. Do you get it, Natsume? They found my existence necessary. And thus the illusion is allowed for their sake.
MAMIYA slowly closed his eye.
So yeah, like we're really doubting Natsume existed now, right?
I don't know.
The parallel of them all meeting up at a funeral, grieving someone who was no longer there, although they turned out to not exist, and that hole left in there.
But did Natsume turn out to not exist? What?
Yeah,
evidence have you
I'm
seen of
just,
that? There's a funeral, allegedly. Though, again, maybe that could be a lie, too.
just them meeting in a church.
Yeah, they could. Someone could have randomly made them meet in a church. I don't know.
MAMIYA slow. Oh no, this is you again.
Yeah, and I think I read it.
Okay.
He was someone I could never forgive, but his silence made it seem like he was praying, leaving me unable to speak up.
Natsume. We really are different. For their sake, MAMIYA will become a shared illusion.
Oh, so Arisugawa and the others, the ones from 1999, were MAMIYA itself. In that case, my friends all died because of them. I have to calm down. I have to find a way to distance MAMIYA from my friends.
I don't know that this really changes Natsume's game plan, right? He was doing a good job of like kind of deprogramming them while having them have a support network while doing so.
It does change some things. If, like, we know if Samejima is the MAMIYA for Kato, for example, knowing that, oh, there's an actual guy that I needs to be out of here.
Yep-a-roo.
If MAMIYA appeared because of a mix-up in the time axis, conclusions and truths that were set in stone never leave any space for delusions. In that case, I have to destroy it. I have to kill the margin of error. While I gathered my resolve, the day before the fourth Friday came. My friends were waiting for tomorrow with various expressions on their faces.
And I think that's where we leave it for this sode.
Yeah.
I don't think we can follow that up right now.
What the hell?
Jesus fucking Christ. That's not at all I thought this was going to be something about, like, I thought this was going in an entirely different direction. I'm going to be completely honest with you. The idea of there actually being, like, literally, it's a cult trying to perpetuate this belief.
To be fair, we should have been cued in on this track as soon as that was Samejima's confession.
Yeah.
And folks weren't immediately like, you need to be arrested. Like,
yeah, that's true. That's true.
Clearly, something has been off here.
Something has been off here this entire time, and it's not just, Well, I hope you're as excited as we are for more of this. And again, don't worry, we don't want to lose the momentum here, but we will, before we move on from Downfall, we will go back and see the character routes that we didn't in this ending here. We'll see the explanations for the other people in the pink house. And I do believe that changes some of the stuff in Chapter 7 as well. I think that changed who Natsume talks to, but I could be wrong about that. Anyway, see y'all next time, everyone. Bye.
Peace.
Smash that like, comment and subscribe.